Willkommen zurück auf unserem YouTube-Kanal und wir können euch heute tiefere Einblicke auch mal von Chauvet DJ mitgeben. Wir sind eingeladen und dieser Einladung herzlich gefolgt zu den Chauvet Dealer Days hier in Bremen. Neben mir steht Toby Freeman, das ist der Produktspezialist für Chauvet DJ in Europa. Und wir wollen natürlich auch wissen, wie genau ist denn die Entwicklung oder wie findet die Entwicklung bei Chauvet DJ statt, denn das ist ein ganz interessanter Punkt. Wie genau die Ideen entstehen, wie sie umgesetzt werden und natürlich bis hin über die Sampler und zum fertigen Produkt, was dann natürlich auch entsprechend meistens hoffentlich bei uns zuerst landet. Wir zeigen es euch und dann natürlich auch bei euch in der Nutzung. Und das Ganze am Beispiel hier der brandneuen Gigbar Bridge ILS. Toby, we want to get a picture of the whole part of the development and Chauvet DJ, the whole worldwide is the same maybe, not just not just in Europe, but the whole development part in the worldwide is just the same. I'm right?
Yes. Yeah. So we have product development in our US office. And we have an office in the UK and in Europe, which also does product development.
Okay.
So we like to make sure that we are developing products for the regional markets and not just trying to make one size fit all by making it specifically the American style and trying to fit that into Europe. We like to be a bit different. We like to have our own preferences and effects that we like.
Okay. Is there a big difference between the US market and the Europe market?
Europe market likes a lot more effects that look into more coverage and patterns, so moonflower style effects.
Okay.
Whereas America's very big into its lasers and that kind of effect.
Okay.
They've got a bit more leniency with their smoke and haze in their venues, so that's why they like a lot of that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I generally find in Europe we have more of a diverse selection, and in the US they stick with a lot of beams and projection in that kind of way.
Okay, cool. Let's take the example of the Gigbar Bridge ILS. It's brand new.
So
now. And what's the first step for starting the development for this product?
So on this particular one, we were at another DJ convention in the US. And the reason I love doing these kind of things is it's a great time for people to come and chat to me and say, hey, I have these ideas. Here's what I want. Here's what my items is missing, what I need. And so for our first step, what we normally do is build a kit list, what we want this product to have. It's all pen and paper at this stage. It's all going through what we want the product to have, what market we're aiming for, and the most important reason, why. Why are we developing this product? We want to make sure it has a proper reason to be out there and not just, oh, we just want to put another product out. We want to make sure that there's a reason behind its development, why it's going to fit into that market, and why people will use it in that market.
So how much is the range of usability? Okay.
We want to make sure we're meeting the criteria of who it's targeted at, as well as being versatile enough that people can go and use it in other locations. This product's actually a really good example of that, being able to be used by any DJ to installation as well. So we have to look at it from all those aspects. So the first step is making sure we've got what it must have and what we would like it to have. Then we move on to CAD development. So we build a computer design of the product. This is where we start selecting components, sourcing what we're going to use in that, whether we are using custom LEDs or whether we're using ones that already exist. Especially on products where we need them to match existing ones. We need this one to match other Gigbars in case people are upgrading their system. So we're trying to make sure color wheels and things like that match so that if you shine them together,
that matches the interesting thing of this,
Yeah, as a part of our display today, we have all our intimidators, and it's quite a bit of pride when you see them all up at the shooting together, looking very good. We try and think about how people might be upgrading their kit, so they might not be able to transition everything at once. So component selection takes quite a bit of time to make sure we're selecting all that. And in that section of development, we get an idea of what the power usage is going to be, what the weighting is going to be, and that kind of information. And then we get our first prototype made. Now, this is normally a handmade sample, so it's either a mixture of 3D prints or CNC'd aluminium or things like that.
The 3D printer was a game changer.
Oh, yes,
it's development, yeah.
It's sped up a lot of development, and if something breaks in transit whilst we're trying to look at it,
saves a lot of time and resources,
Yeah, and if we suddenly want to make a massive change, we're not having to wait for a CNC machine. We can print it that night, next day check it and see if that fix works. So it's
how it's about the delivery between the parts with these dummies. You've given us an example.
So our prototypes vary all the way from just a rail of metal with the optical path, and then we start building either plate metal or machine cut out ones. And we normally find we go through 2 or 3 prototypes, trying to make sure it works and survives.
So looks like I've tried to imagine. Looks like a school project.
Yeah, very much so.
Room,
yeah.
Cool.
It's I like to keep a couple of them because they do look really interesting when you've got this laid out optical path and people are like, what's that? And it's a moving head. It just really doesn't look like one yet. It's nice to see that kind of thing and how we develop on it. And it all depends on the project, how quickly we prototype up. Sometimes we can go straight to a semi-mold sample if it's already using existing bodywork or things like that. And then sometimes we really are trying hard to focus on every optic and everything.
Okay.
So after that, we start the first production run. And after 10, we stop making them. We take those 10, we fully check them out. We check every feature. We check all the software is happy. We like how it's doing. There's a number of things you can find in production that you don't realize is going to be an issue when you make the first one. Making one is easy because you've got one person dedicated to it. When you've got a whole production line of people working on the project, it can suddenly be very different when you've got one person's task and go, oh, actually, this takes a lot of time to build.
And maybe a funny fact in the whole lighting business, it's the same. I've tried to imagine. You take the whole 10 products and go in at the darkest room you ever can find, to try it out with all of the possibilities you have in the environment there. And the sun is not the best you can use on this day. Or this is in my opinion one of the most important parts of the development to try these whole dummies. I named it, and then this is the first time you can see what has happened with this whole product.
Yes, and we take the time to try and work out how it is to repair every part of the product as well, and make sure that it's accessible to maintain and look after yourselves. We think that's very important, especially with installation and DJs trying to minimize downtime. We try and make the perfect indestructible light. It's not possible. Electronics are breakable, transit happens. But when we do get items in as well, we make sure that they're fully QC'd. They spend 3 days on making sure they can survive hard conditions, harder than we'd expect anyone to use them. And we try and find any issues immediately so that when we continue the production run, there's no issues. You're getting a perk when it comes out, and it's working as you intended for your needs and everything like that.
We have there an example for a lovely detail. This is the mounting option, like this.
Yes.
So you can give a deeper insight there.
So the idea with the bridge is that it's got this linking on the side. So you've got an ear on one side and a receiver. And these two lock it into one piece so that you can link 3 of these together. Now you can either hang from the top. We have Amiga clamp options up at the top. There you go. With 2 points. And then we have one at the back. But then you can have, in between 2 of them, one of the Gigbars fully supported by the other 2. So if you want to extend it, you can do. Even if you're using it like on a T-pole like we have here, this T-pole accessory can be removed if you're hanging normally, but in this case we're using it. So we could have 2 of these with a bridge over, just to give more versatility. We
stand over there.
We had
yeah,
that's it. We had a number of DJs when we were chatting to them saying that they wanted sort of a framing, a drop around them. And that it's limited in how their options. Space for a DJ booth isn't always as big as you want.
Yeah.
And being able to link these and compress everything in makes it a lot easier. We've tried to give as many options as possible so it can adapt. And this was all based on feedback from DJs who have been using our Gigbars and been using our other products. And this is what they wanted. And we spent a good few hours just talking through them of the ideas and how we want to build it. We love feedback from customers and from users because it helps us develop these extras that
you've already got one feedback now from us with this option we've found out for the cable holder. That's
a tidy way to sort it.
Yeah, of course. It's a quite problem to manage the cable with its moving bars. It fits. It fits.
Yep, it works. Can't complain.
You only have to give away just one more bracket in the package, and then it fits. Okay,
cool.
That's it. Thank you very much. We'll stay in contact with this, with you, and we're exciting for the future. Wir haben sehr, sehr viel Eindrücke bekommen, auch jetzt mittlerweile schon erfahren, was jetzt in den nächsten Wochen und Monaten auf uns zukommt. Auch da dürft ihr gespannt sein, denn das ist noch lange nicht das Ende der Fahnenstange. Und wir werden euch dann natürlich entsprechend an dieser Stelle auch auf dem Laufenden halten. Bis dahin sage ich jetzt mal danke, Tobi.
Danke.
Und dann bis zum nächsten Mal.